today's headlines. Prime Minister holds dialogue with business community and attends P4G summit closing ceremony. And later on, first flight takes off from Tân Sơn Nhất Terminal T3. Hello, you're tuning into today's headlines, informing you on the most notable news of the day. You're with me, Dylan Lay. And on today's top news, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm received French Ambassador to Vietnam, Olivier Boucher, this afternoon. The party chief praised the ambassador's contributions in promoting bilateral relations. He said they must continue promoting bilateral trade and cooperation in infrastructure, transportation, renewable and green energy, science and technology, innovation, aerospace, and high-quality human resources training. Meanwhile, collaboration in traditional sectors should also be deepened. For his part, Ambassador Olivier Boucher said that he would urge the French National Assembly to ratify this Vietnam-EU free trade agreement soon and urge the EC to remove the yellow card for Vietnam's seafood exports. Receiving Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations Amina Mohammed, State President Lương Cường emphasized that this year marks the 80th anniversary of the formation of the United Nations and also the 80th anniversary of Vietnam's independence and 50 years of national reunification. Vietnam has always appreciated the contributions of the United Nations over the past 8 decades to maintain world peace and security and promote international cooperation for sustainable development. The state president affirmed that Vietnam strongly supports multilateralism and the central role of the United Nations and asked the United Nations to continue supporting Vietnam in implementing sustainable development goals, building a rule of law state, digital transformation, green transformation, and responding to climate change and global challenges. Moving over to the recently concluded 4th P4G summit, within its agenda, Prime Minister Phie chaired the dialogue between leaders and the business community on Thursday, focusing on promoting public-private partnership, PPP, for sustainable development. The Prime Minister also attended the closing ceremony of the 4th P4G summit with the Ethiopian Prime Minister.
The dialogue brought together more than 300 delegates, including heads of delegations of countries and international organizations attending the P4G summit, and 250 leaders of domestic and international corporations, associations, and enterprises. Speaking at the dialogue session, Prime Minister Phie shared many current issues that the business community is interested in, and affirmed that Vietnam always takes businesses' opinions into account.
3 key tasks are set for governments, including reducing compliance fees and input costs to enhance business product competitiveness and improving human resources training to boost business productivity. Enterprises investing in green production should receive priority policies on fiscal matters, land, and so on.
Also on Thursday, Prime Minister Phie and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia attended the closing ceremony of the 4th P4G summit. The summit adopted the Hanoi Declaration on Sustainable Green Transformation, focusing on people. In his closing remarks, Prime Minister Phie highly appreciated the conference's discussions and thanked all delegates for their contributions to its success.
I respectfully call for enhanced cooperation with P4G members. Let's turn commitments into actions, ideas into concrete projects, and consensus into a strong determination to implement a sustainable and prosperous future for all nations and peoples. Together, we will build an increasingly greener, cleaner, more beautiful, and better world.
At the closing ceremony, Prime Minister Phie and Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali jointly conducted the ceremony to hand over the hosting role of the 5th P4G summit in 2027.
Aside from the P4G summit, Prime Minister Phie and his wife also hosted Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali and his wife to experience Hanoi's rich culinary culture with signature Vietnamese dishes such as pho and local coffee as part of their official visit to Vietnam. Prime Minister Abiy expressed his appreciation for the warm welcome. He was impressed by Vietnam's dynamic development and the vibrant yet peaceful atmosphere of the capital, Hanoi. The two leaders and their spouses later took a stroll along Thanh Niên Street, enjoying the views of West Lake and Trúc Bạch Lake, and visited the historic Trần Quốc Pagoda. Prime Minister Abiy voiced his hope to soon welcome Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh and Vietnamese leaders to Ethiopia to deepen bilateral ties further. Also on the sidelines of the P4G summit, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh met with ADB Vice President Scott Morris, thanking the bank for its support and highlighting Vietnam's focus on infrastructure, science and technology, and digital, healthcare and education development. He called for ADB to support large-scale transformative projects. Morris praised Vietnam's reforms and economic management. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh also witnessed the signing of a $400 million loan and aid agreement with the World Bank and ADB for climate, water, and logistics projects. Coming up next, first flight takes off from Tân Sơn Nhất Terminal T3. And visitors flock to historic site ahead of National Reunification celebration. In other important updates, Tân Sơn Nhất Terminal T3 has officially come into operation with the first flight taking off, carrying more than 100 passengers from Ho Chi Minh City to Vân Đồn, Quảng Ninh. The first passengers experienced the entire automated aviation procedure from check-in, security check, and screening to the boarding gate using biometric technology. Terminal T3 has 27 boarding gates. There are 6 departure baggage handling islands and 10 baggage reclaim carousels. In particular, the terminal is designed with 8 security control gates and a separate area for VIP, business class, and priority passengers. In addition, the new terminal also has a complex of 2 basement levels, 4 floors above, and 3-story motorbike parking lot connected by a bridge corridor with a total floor area of 130,000 square meters. Now, speaking of additional amenities, internet users in Vietnam will soon experience faster connection speeds and increased bandwidth capacity with the launch of Asia Direct Cable, or ADC, the country's largest capacity submarine optical cable in Quy Nhơn. Unlike existing submarine cables, ADC uniquely connects directly to Asia's 3 major internet hubs: Singapore, Hong Kong, China, and Japan. This direct connectivity will substantially boost Vietnam's international connection capacity. As Vietnam's fastest optical cable system to date, ADC will support bandwidth-intensive services like AI and 5G. Deputy Prime Minister Lê Thành Long has called for the urgent completion of 2 major hospitals projects in Hà Nam province by November 30th, which are Bạch Mai and Việt Đức hospital branches. During a recent inspection, the Deputy Prime Minister pointed out 3 key priorities to finish the project by the deadline, including completing the major construction package, finalizing and evaluating designs to approve cost estimates and adjust contracts, and procuring equipment and software so that connectivity between the hospital campuses is ensured. Contractors must also increase their workforces, and health ministry leaders must devote more time to resolving issues. The Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Finance have agreed to immediately begin the bidding process for medical equipment for both projects. One thing that the whole nation of Vietnam is excited about is the imminent 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification. Ahead of the event, the Independence Palace in District 1, Ho Chi Minh City, has become a vibrant and meaningful destination for visitors. The site, once witness to the historic moment that united the country, now sees people continuing that legacy with gratitude and pride.
Visiting the site allows visitors to not only capture beautiful photos but also relive the heroic spirit of the nation, felt in every wall and corner.
I am so proud and grateful to be here at this historic site. Everyone is working hard for the upcoming anniversary. I always remind myself to cherish and preserve what our ancestors sacrificed so much for.
Many parents have dressed their children in soldier outfits, boonie hats, and yellow star t-shirts, planting the love for the homeland in the hearts of the next generation.
For this special occasion, our school organized this field trip to give the children a chance to learn more about the country's history and hopefully grow a deeper love for our homeland.
Every moment at this historic site reminds visitors of a resilient nation and enduring pride. Today's young generation will carry the sacred flame passed down by those before them, moving forward with strength to build an even brighter future for the country.
And before I say goodbye, let's have a look at the weather forecast for Vietnam and other locations in the world. And that is all for today's headlines. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website, our YouTube channel, or download a mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.